Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome back. It's Monday morning. Everything's going good. Yesterday it was crazy, man. I was so exhausted and I just barely survived this challenge. Huh. I don't know what's going on. I'm just checking my audio by opening up my profile on another page. Okay, there it is. It's showing up now, and I'm just wondering. Okay, good. So I can hear myself. All right, now what's happening? I didn't have a French lesson this morning. My French tutor had to go to her university. Let's share the screen. So I started. Well, this is Unité 5, La vie de tous les jours. Huh, that doesn't seem right. 大家好.
Bonjour, salut, ça va? 今天我们继续第5单元的学习。第5单元是
Okay, now we got lesson 18. That's the issue. All right, so 5. And unit 5 is La vie de tous les jours. And according to the Chinese, that means everyday life. Tous les jours, every day. The life of every day, of all the days. And then, well, we did lesson 17 yesterday. Did we do this? I don't think. I don't know. Yesterday was pretty intense. I was so exhausted from last week, and I'm feeling a little better today. So we did not read this yesterday. C'est le chant derrière. On fait des crêpes ce soir. So it's some kind of French holiday, and they're asking if they're going to be making some crepes tonight. So I guess they're going to have like a little bit of a party, and they're going to make crepes. They're going to invite their friends over. And what is the language that we're supposed to be studying? What's the grammar? I don't know. I was supposed to do all this yesterday. Now it's the next day. La chandelier. Something about candles. 圣诞节. Il faut de la farine et des œufs, c'est ça? 需要面粉. Now, this is an interesting word. It's il faut. It's 是个无人称句式，后面可以接名词. All right, they're going to talk more about this in lesson number 22. Other than that, I think everything else we have covered. So there was quite a bit of new vocabulary about food. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of this I knew already. From living in Canada, you just grow up. A lot of the words are English, and then some of the other words are like acheter. Okay, that was new. To buy. Assez means like enough. Butter. I didn't actually know this. I didn't realize that beurre was butter. And boire is to drink. Bouteille, a bottle. Cedar, coca, confiture. Confiture is jam. Il faut. Here it is. So, il faut, it means there's need or must, which I thought was quite difficult. Farine is flour. Cheese, inviting kilo milk. Viande is meat. Sucre, everyone knows sucre. Salad, what is this one? Repas, jinsan. I guess it means to start eating. Pomme de terre, poisson is fish, pain. Eau minérale, litre, livre. What's this one? 半公斤. So livre is usually a book, but in this case, it means 500 kilograms. List. Legume. And this is interesting. Legume is like shucai. This is in, I don't think we have this in, produce, I guess you could call it. Fresh produce. Yeah. Because it's not the same as vegetables, it's leafy vegetables. But in English, legume is not leafy vegetables. Legumes means beans. Okay. Now, they continue to focus on this du, meaning de la. So I found some exercises. Okay, good. So you see here, there's some exercises. And when I was watching the video, they also went through these exercises. So, I'm skipping over this, which is terrible, right? Because like conjugating the verb is so important, and I always kind of skip over it. I don't know. I just feel like at some point I'll just figure it out. Now, before we do the exercises, I have some screenshots that I'm going to share as we go through the exercises. Qu'est-ce qu'on mange? 我们吃什么? Qu'est-ce qu'on mange? Qu'est-ce que vous prenez au repas? 你们三餐都吃什么? Okay, I don't know what this really means, this repas. What would you like to take to eat? That's what it says in 你们三餐都吃什么? Why does it say 三餐? I guess 三餐 means something. So I want to take a peek at lesson number 18, and also I want to take a peek at the so I'm actually ahead. Okay, so what happened is the exercise from yesterday is actually part of lesson 16. And it's finishing off, it was that email. Now today, okay, I got ahead of myself. Wow, this is weird. All right, so I need to take a screenshot of this. And I need to take a screenshot of this. I was ready to already jump into like lesson 18. Wow. That's crazy. All right. Now we're in lesson 17. We have, so the next 3 days, we're going to be doing these 3 exercises. Today, the exercise is on this page, which means that we're not on lesson 18 and we need to go back up. Good. Which also makes sense because, all of the exercises that I have prepared from the video are all related to this chapter. And that also means that we can read this. All right, let's start by reading this. It says, c'est la chandelier, on fait des crêpes ce soir. On fait, are we making crêpes tonight? D'accord, mais tu fais les courses. Okay, yes, I agreed, but you need to. I think this is what it is. You need to. Tu fais les courses. You need to go shopping. Et toi, tu fais les crêpes alors? And you? Are you going to make the crêpes? Oui, bien sûr. Are we going to invite Max and Sarah? Ah oui, bon, il faut de la farine et des œufs. C'est ça. Now, there's some rule. I just suddenly forgot it. If it's 1 egg, it's like enough, and if it's multiple, then it's des œufs. You don't pronounce the F. But then I remember seeing a social media post about this, and the girl was like, okay, so what's one egg, and what's two eggs, and what's five, and what's seven, what's nine? So it's kind of like more complicated. There's like very specific numbers of eggs where you pronounce the UF and when you don't pronounce the F in UF. And I don't really want to get into it. So why? Why isn't it that I'm so against doing the details? Because really learning French, it's about the details, right? Maybe, maybe. But from my experience learning languages is that you're constantly going to be running up against problems and issues. And then I think it's enough to be aware that there are these issues and then just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. What I'm trying to really push right now is overall understanding. And I'm not worrying so much about the specific details. And I'm hoping that over time that I'll be able to the repetition that repetition will create clarity. So that's why I'm like skipping little things like that. Also, you know, I got 20 minutes, so we got to focus on just getting through it as fast as possible. Haha, combien de kilos de farine? How many kilos of flour? Un kilo de farine et 6 heures. Achète aussi un litre de lait et 250 grammes de beurre. So this is the imperative. This is when you're telling somebody what to do. Buy also a liter of milk and 250 grams of butter. C'est tout? Is that everything? Non, prends du sucre et de la confiture. So we're going to cover this in our exercise. Why does it say du sucre and de la confiture? If you were paying attention earlier in the challenge, then you'll see that we actually hit this concept a couple of times already. And that's my point. My point is that French grammar is actually not all that complicated. And so we'll just, and also in this book, it seems to be like regurgitating the same grammatical concepts over and over and over again. That's why I think just keep up the speed, and especially focus on doing your hour of reading and repeating so that you get used to how to read the syllables in French writing conventions, and also just get used to the structure of the language and also get used to the flow of the language. So I would really, I mean, what I'm doing is I'm really focusing on the reading. I do 1 to 2 hours of reading a day where my tutor reads and then I repeat. And maybe some people think that that's boring, but it's just for me. I think like let's compare each other in a year from now. I don't know. Maybe if you look at me a year ago, because you can look at my videos from a year ago, it's like I didn't really know anything. Now, a year later, it's like arguable that I still don't know anything. So, is my strategy working? Argument number one for it's still working. Well, I'm still making videos, so and I moved my exercises from like 2 times a week to like 2 times a day. So as far as determination, motivation, and actual like the grind of actually doing the language study, I would say definitely there's a major plus there. If we talk about like, do I actually speak French better than I spoke French a year ago? No, there's no argument there. Like I talked to my tutor and I still don't understand what she's saying, and I still can't express what I want to express. I think this is the year. This is the year because you can see now we're actually making some progress. We're 100 pages into this book. Um, and at some point, I'm going to start to be able to speak. So let's keep it moving. Oui, c'est va. Et achète aussi de l'eau minérale, du coca et des céréales. Des céréales pour faire des crêpes? You want cereal for making crepes? Non, pour le petit déjeuner. Ah, tu téléphones à Max et Sarah? D'accord. Bon, j'y vais. Here's like I'm going to E, which what it replaces. I'm going to call Max and Sarah. So in this case, téléphone is a verb. Yeah, there's nothing too extreme here. Like here, it's like we need, il faut de la farine et des œufs. C'est ça, des œufs. C'est ça. Do we need? Is so we could say we need this. It's a question. Is it that? So is it that we need? Is it the case that we need jam and eggs? Combien de kilos? Combien de kilos de farine? Kilos. Why would you say kilos of jam? We don't say that. 几公斤的面粉. Okay. Farine is flour. Vocabulary. We already went through the vocabulary. So l'article partif was l'article partif. Okay, let's go through these exercises now. And I'll tell you what I mean. Okay, we're going to go through this one here. De la, de le. And you're going to see what I meant. So you can see this. Remember, we did this like quite a while ago, where we have a plus le is o, a plus le is o with an x, and then it doesn't change for Allah. De and le is du, and de and le is de. This came from like 5 chapters ago or 10 chapters ago. Now, in this case, the question is, what's the meaning? Il y a du fromage, de la confiture, des légumes, et de l'eau. So, il y a, there is some. Okay, there is some. Du is some. There's some cheese, there's some jam, and there is some produce, and there's some water. Now remember that this, I don't know, I don't think I understand it yet, but there's something to do with countable and non-countable. So cheese is one piece of cheese, one jar of confiture, jar of jam, some leafy green vegetables, one leaf of vegetable, one bottle of water. So all of these nouns are uncountable. Et acheter aussi de l'eau minérale, du coca et des céréales. All right, so in this case, according to the Chinese, it means some. Buy some cheese. Hey, we have some cheese, we have some jam, we have some produce, we have some water, and buy also some mineral water and some Coke and some cereal. 用法用在不确指的、不可数的名词前. So it says to use it in front of uncountable words. Le matin, je prends du thé noir avec du lait et du pain. All right. Now, the example here is le matin. So, 早上, in the morning, I had some black tea with milk and some bread. 我喝了加奶的红茶，吃了一些面包. I had some bread. I took some bread, but in English we say I had some black tea with milk. All right. So in this case, we have du. This sentence actually shows us the two different cases. I had some tea with milk. No, this is also some milk, with some milk. And I had some bread. So this one's saying, like, look, we can change it. So we could say in the morning, I had 1 glass of tea with 3 Kriye. I don't know what this is. This one needs an S. 3, what is it? 3 teaspoons or something? Kriye sounds like a spoon. De lait with 3 teaspoons of milk and a piece of bread. So if you use the counting word, then you don't have to say some. Either you have to use 1 plus counting word, or 2 plus counting word, or 3 plus counting word. In this case, this is a counting word, or you can use the word some. Now, this is another one. Il faut il fait, il faut, il fait du progrès. So in this case, it means that he made some progress. This one is needs. Courage is needed for overcoming difficulties. That would be very difficult to know what it means without having that background. All right, so at the supermarket, prends du what? Prends du. So we know that du is what? Du is de le, and if it's de le, then it has to be a masculine noun. So it's not going to be viande, which looks like it's probably feminine. It's not going to be pomme de terre because this is plural. Therefore, it is poisson. Uh-oh. All right, so it's poisson, trois pois, poisson. And this is interesting. Two S's is s, one S is z. I'm getting used to that in the reading now. Acheter de la. Now, if it's la, then we don't change it to du. It's just la, de la. And we're looking for the feminine, not the plural, not the masculine. We got three more. So prends aussi de, what's this? De L apostrophe. So that means we're looking for a vowel. Donnez-moi des. So this is de lait, which means we're looking for a plural. And tu bois du, we're looking for masculine. Pain is masculine. Lait is masculine. Beurre, I don't know if beurre is masculine or feminine. Anyways, you're not going to be drinking bread, so it has to be lait. And then, bonjour monsieur, je voudrais du pizza. Pizza means de le pizza. De le, here it is, it's masculine. De le beurre, de le fromage, de le pain, de le lait, de le riz, de le poulet, de le poisson. But they don't say de le, they say du. So here we are. Le matin, je mange du pain avec du beurre et de la, is it a feminine? De la confiture. Mon mari boit du café et mange du fromage. Ma fille mange seulement des biscuits. All right. Did I get it right? Here we are. We got du pain, du beurre, and de la confiture. Du café, du fromage, and des biscuits. Biscuit. Oh no, I don't know how to say that word. Biscuit. Let's go to Forvo. It's a biscuit. A little bit slow. I don't know what's wrong. Well, it's not. The French never pronounce the S anyways. Biscuit. 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 Nice. À midi, nous mangeons du poisson ou de la viande avec des légumes et des fruits. Je bois du vin, mon mari boit de l'eau et ma fille boit du coca. Voilà. Du poisson, de la viande, des légumes, des fruits, du vin. Marie boira de l'eau et ma fille boira du coca. Perfect. And the last one of the exercise is le soir, nous mangeons du riz, des pâtes ou de la soupe. Ma fille mange des fruits avec du ketchup ou des crêpes avec du chocolat et des bananes. Du riz, des pâtes ou de la soupe, des fruits, du ketchup, des crêpes, du chocolat, des bananes. Nice, we did it. Now, what's the problem? The problem is we spent like our whole time on the other practices. We didn't do this. All right, so what's going on here? Est-ce que vous mangez du jus de fruits? Jus de fruits? Non, nous drink, boire, boirons, maybe, boirons. All right, so this is going back into the textbook from the grammar focus. Oh no, I'm running out of time. Okay. All right, so it says vous buvez, vous buvez, nous buvons. All right. Est-ce que vous buvez du jus de fruits? Non, nous buvons seulement de l'eau. Tu ne manges pas de viande? Non, mais je mange pas du mais je mange du poisson. Qu'est-ce qu'elle boit, what's this one? Boit, elle boit, elle boit, elle boit. Qu'est-ce qu'elle boit? Du coca. Avec nous ce soir? Non, non, c'est pas possible. Nous, au restaurant avec ma mère. Vous mangez avec nous ce soir? Non, ce n'est pas possible. Nous mangeons au restaurant avec ma mère. Well, I don't know. It's like, it's impossible to know. Il et elle, beaucoup, non? Oh, oui. I guess you're going to have to put both of them. So it's asking, are they eating and drinking? Ils boivent, et ils mangent beaucoup, non? Oui. Oh, oui. 指出每组中不同类的词. All right, what's the odd one out? So it's asking which one. Manger, verre, boire, bouteille. This is a bottle. This is like to drink. This is to eat. And I don't know this one. Salad, meat, salad. So this is meat. The other ones are vegetables. Déjeuner, acheter, petit déjeuner, dîner. Acheter is a verb meaning to buy. The other ones are meals during the day. Café, thé, ouf, lait. Café, thé, ouf, lait. Ouf is eggs. The other are liquid. Sucre, confiture, gâteau, fromage. Sucre, confiture. Confiture is gâteau, fromage. Huh. I suppose gâteau is probably masculine. The other are feminine. Viande, ominial, poisson, légumes. Légumes, this one is, légumes is plural. All right, we got 2 more minutes. Last one is il boit. Yeah, this was the one we just did. Il boit de l'eau, mais il ne boit pas du jus de fruits. Il mange des légumes mais il ne mange pas de la viande. Elle fait des crêpes, mais elle ne fait pas des gâteaux. Dans ce supermarché, il y a de la viande, mais il n'est pas du légume. Il n'y a pas des œufs, mais il y a de, de, de- des some, it's feminine, de la farine. Il mange du poisson, poisson, mais il ne prend pas des légumes. All right, we did it. So that's the exercise. I didn't actually type it into the thing yet, but I'll do that later. All right, so we're back on track after yesterday's craziness and just continuing to do this insane challenge where we're now on day 42 and we are pushing through. Seems like we're making some progress, so let's keep it going. But boy,